Alright, what's up guys? This is Techie Life again. And today we have a Samsung 32-inch. Model number is UN32EH4000, I believe. Let me check here. Yes, it's a EH4003, made in 2013 September. We have no picture basically. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in real quick here. Lay it forward here. I'm gonna flip it this way since the power's on this side. So we're gonna give it some power here. And the TV lights up here. We got a little light, some lights of science here, or signs of life. So I'm gonna go ahead and press this button here real quick. Let me flip it forward here. We got some flashing. We got the melody here. So once this turns off, we know that the TV is completely on here. So give it a second. So it is off now. That basically should mean that the TV is on. But the problem is we have no backlights. Whoa. No backlights. I can show you something real quick here. Flip it this way. You may briefly be able to see a picture, or you may be able to hear the sound here. So well, you can't see that, but I did do a flashlight test, and I saw that there is LCD activity there. One of the tests that you can do here, like on my side, is the to see if it's the main board or to see if it's the power board. So let me unplug this real quick. So what we can do is we can unplug the main board going to the power, and then plug this back in. So we still have the LED still plugged in here that flows to the driver. So technically speaking, we should have some voltage coming out of there. And I can test it out real quick. Let me go to 200 volts DC. I will go ahead and then press. Let me see if I can see that. Yeah. So I will put negative on the body, anywhere on the chassis, and then the positive I will put. Let's see. There's a pin here that says D plus S, NC, S plus D. We can put it on the D plus here, which would be the number 1 pin. Should be able to get, there's the voltage. So it's 112 volts going through there. So we know that there's voltage going through there. We know that the driver is not the problem. And I can do some more extensive testing on the driver, but at this point I already know for a fact that it's going to be the LEDs here. LEDs, tend to have a bad reputation on TVs, especially when they are full brightness. So let me plug this back in. I'm gonna go ahead and tear this TV down, and we're gonna see which one it is. All right. So first things first. I'm just gonna go through the steps. It's not the same thing for every single TV, but for this TV, I guess if you're researching this TV, then this is what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna first undo the T-con ribbon cable here, and I'll put it on this side as well too. That way it gets out of the way. So we'll flip it over, and this is after, of course, taking the back screws out. I hope you already did that if you're already in this place. So what I do is I basically pull it out on this side. I pull out of the corners until I can hear the clips come off. There's a clip there. So just basically pulling out, popping out. And the frame is not attached to any electronics here, so you should be able to pull it out with no problem. The bottom one's a little bit harder to do. Let's flip it over here. Make sure you do not push on the LCD itself. And that's hard to do this, but hopefully I didn't crack it there. So we got the bezel out of the way. So we're going to pop up this LCD. Oh, and one of the things here is if you ever have lines on your TV, not like cracked lines, but I'm talking about lines where they just kind of started popping up. You might have gotten water in these capacitors or these resistors here. There's one way that you can check. It is kind of hard to fix this. I would probably recommend not to even fix it, but just a heads up if you're trying to repair it here. Now we just get it from the edge, slowly pop it out. Set it to the side. Make sure when you put it to the side, you put it straight like this and not from the other side, because the other side has the ribbons on there. So we're going to pop off this bezel here. So this one should come out pretty simple here. They're all clips. They're all clips. There's no screws involved in this except for taking out the back of the TV, which is pretty cool because this makes it really easy. No screws to lose. The only problem is if you break a tab, then yeah. But other than that, it should be good. So put that down. When you take out this sheet, you want to make sure you don't. There's like 3 sheets here. 1, 2. There's 2 sheets, or 1 sheet on top, 1 sheet here. It looks like there's only 2 sheets in this one. Some TVs have 3 sheets. You have the thick sheet, and you have the thin sheet, the polarizer. The thick one's the diffuser, and then the other one's the polarizer. We're gonna remove this little sticker here, so we can get this out of the way. Come on. Make sure you don't scratch this. You don't get any, much dust in there. Before you put it on, you gotta make sure that you clean it very thorough. No dust, because you will see it on the LCD screen. This little thing pops out here, and we're presented with 2 LED strips here. Let's see. Usually I can tell which ones are out. Sometimes there's some burn marks on them. Not in this case. Sometimes, speakers. Move the speakers out of the way so I'm not messing with it here. So let me flip it over here when we get power. The TV should be really light now. Let me take off the main board. I'm going to go ahead and give it some power, and at the same time I'm going to inspect to see which LEDs are out. Make sure you don't touch anything from behind the power board here. And it barely flickers, so it's going to be hard to tell which one is which. At this point, I would say, you can do some extensive testing with my, if you look at my other videos, I show you how to do it with the battery, how to check voltage and whatnot. But in this case, I'd rather it'd be better just to buy the LED strips, replace them with 2, and, call it a day. It'll be super easy to just do that instead of trying to, test them out individually or repair them individually. They'll probably cost like $10, $15. So, I'm gonna go ahead and look at my stash to see if I have anything, and we'll see if I can fix it right now. So I don't have the right ones here, but I have a 40-inch here where I can actually test out to see which one's the bad one. They're the same. This is a 40H 500 series or 5000 series. Even though I'm working on a 4000, it actually still fits the plug. So we're gonna go ahead and undo one of these. Plug this one back in. So let me plug this in here. So I can tell you that it's going to be the top LED that went out, this top one here. This top LED went out, so I just got to find a replacement for it, or I got to do something, repair it or whatever. Hopefully y'all are able to do this with not much, trouble, but it is pretty easy to fix. It's just as long as you get the LEDs and as long as you got the patience to do it, you can fix your TV. They're very, very common issues here. The only problem is it's a very kind of task. It's a long task to do all this. But other than that, thanks guys for watching. Till the next time, take your life out.